sunshine in the cornfield. Yonder, see the wonder wheel. Cyclones in the distance, for I reach eternal sleep. Hi, I'm Garland Jeffries, and I'm in Coney Island. This is a place that I spent almost my entire childhood, and I come and visit this place quite often, you know, and lately a lot. And this is a place where I had really no cares. You know, first of all, I was almost too young to have any cares, and in a certain way, it resembles the same mood and the same atmosphere as the album cover. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. Well, here we are, standing on a street corner in Brooklyn. I'm in front of Ebbets Field, the famous Brooklyn Dodgers Stadium, where Jackie Robinson broke the color line. I'm about 5 years old. It's the 1950s. My father has taken me to my first baseball game. I have my Jackie Robinson badge on, my Roy Campanella badge. I have my high shoes. My dad tells me I was on first base, getting ready to steal second base. It was a really amazing time in America. This is the beginning of the civil rights movement. First time a black baseball player can play in the major leagues with other white players. And the beginning of TV.
Garland Jeffries' new single, Hail Hail Rock and Roll, is from his first album for 9 years and marks the return of a talent who's worked with everyone from Linton Kwesi Johnson, Graham Parker, Sly and Robbie, and Living Colour's Vernon Reid. Racism has been a constant theme throughout his career, with this new music being his most personal statement yet.
Well, the black-faced minstrel, the most famous minstrel of all, was Al Jolson. And I understand, not knowing myself, but I understand that this image was a very major influence, an image in European TV. Anton Corbijn thought that that would be a great image to bring not only controversy to the video, but to show, you know, what the influence is of these kind of images, these kinds of stereotypical images, is to the understanding of what black people are.
Don't call me puppy.
In many ways, Garland Jeffries paved the way for bands like Living Colour, but the fact that the media could never pigeonhole him has meant that his public profile has never been that big. This new album explores his experience of growing up as a black child in New York and comes at a time when racial differences are constantly making world headlines.
Well, the Apollo Theater, you know, is really the home of black culture in a lot of ways, you know. Mainly music, but also comedy and even theatrical things, you know. Some of the great artists of all time have performed here. People from Sammy Davis Jr. to Ray Charles to Bob Marley.
I was afraid of
Garland Jeffries criticises groups like NWA, who he sees as opportunists, but that doesn't mean he doesn't like rap. His own album incorporates everything from rap beats to soul and reggae, and as far as he's concerned, it would be better if someone like Bob Marley was a role model for young blacks in the 90s.
This is the place where Malcolm X was killed, where he was murdered, you know, and when you just think about it, this is a man who was, like Martin Luther King, the two great black leaders of the last 50 years, you know, and I would say right now, you don't have that, you know, and so that was a devastating loss for black people in general.
when you walk the color line, better beware.
For Garland Jeffries, any racial prejudice is wrong, no matter where it comes from. His experience as a light-skinned black means he's experienced racism for both sides, and it's this insight that's molded his point of view.
I'm stepping off the corner into the real world. Welcome to the world. You know, welcome to the world of black and white.